person challenged that let me see how he goes inside the inner quarters. And then he took the guise of a woman and went, and then he thought that nobody has come. And then when his brother called, he said, yes, I am coming, and he ran away. He went out. So because he had no trace of lust, that is why. So if you are really ahimsa, if you really feel that everybody is one, then in front of you, nobody can. So your question's answer is, if you truly practice that I am not the body, I am not the mind, first of all, the very situation that somebody will hurt someone else in your presence will not arise. But suppose you are trying to practice and you are not able to, then you definitely perceive that somebody is being assaulted in front of you. Yes, you will go and help that person. Definitely you will help that person. That is what the scripture says, and that is what Sri Krishna says. And if you do not, extremes look alike, it is because of your tamoguna that you are not going and helping, not because of your awakening. Is it clear? So the next thing what I was telling is, we should at all levels try to practice Advaita Vedanta by first of all removing distinctions at our intellectual level. If you don't feel any difference in terms of culture, religion, color, race, gender, food habits, some people, I don't know, you sit in front of them and you take something, say somebody is taking, say, okay, some people have the habit of drinking, somebody is taking alcohol. Sit in front of them, suddenly this person becomes an untouchable. Why? Somebody is eating non-vegetarian food or somebody is not eating non-vegetarian food. Suddenly this person becomes untouchable. Why? Somebody is wearing a particular kind of dress. You should ridicule the person. And why? Because always we try to assign a personality at the body, mind dimension. We see a personality as a name and form. Somebody's name is Aishwarya, so very nice person. Another person's name is some unpronounceable name, and so this person becomes bad. Why? This is what we have to practice, and I will tell you that this is very difficult to practice. Advaita is something which you can practice, and if you try to practice, it is slowly you have to do. You don't love a person because that person is good. You don't love a person, you don't hate a person because that person is bad. You deal with everyone with the full intellectual knowledge. Maybe you have not realized, but with the intellectual conviction that everyone is the same reality. Because of ignorance, you are seeing as different.
Ramakrishna said that Dushtulokana Bhagavan kintu dur theke pranam kore.
As long as you see him as a Dushtolok, you do pranam from distance. That is the idea. But if you really practice it, you will no more see any wickedness. Otherwise, Swami Vivekananda would not have told, my God the wicked. Yes, you were asking something? You were asking something? So, we were seeing this mantra, Paranchi khani vyatrinat swayambhu tasmat parang pashyati na antratman kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmanam aikshat avritta chakshuha amritatvam icchan. All our senses have a manufacturing defect. They all go outwards and they have been affected by Swayambhu, the person who is the great Lord. Therefore, parak pashyati, our senses, they only perceive the outside, na antratman, not the inner self, but Kaschid dhiraha, some wise men, some rare people who are discerning people who have viveka, they wanted to see pratyagatmanam, the indwelling, hidden, which is inside everyone, self, and avritta chakshuhu, they turned their senses inward, and icchan, amritatvam icchan, they wanted to attain immortality. This is what we see. So I request all of you once again to kindly memorize these mantras. Please repeat after me the next mantra. Paracha kaman anuyanti balaha te mrityo yanti vitatasya pasham atha dhira amritatvam viditva dhruvam adhruveshu iha na prarthayante. So you know that a person is there who, suppose our Professor Somnath ji is there, suppose he gets some 1,000 crores rupees. Supposing, always suppose great. So 1,000 crores he gets. So you know that he has 1,000 crores. Now why will Neeraj go and ask 1 rupee from him? Foolishness, no? Even I can give him 1 rupee. So 1,000 crores he has got, at least you go and ask some 10 crores, okay. Little money, or at least 5 crores, something. At least it should be in CR, crores. So people who know their real nature or the nature of Brahman, they don't go behind petty things. Petty things. So there are petty people, mean-minded people. The world is full of mean-minded people, petty people. So, like in households, some people are offered food. So they will see how many chapatis you are eating and all that. So the mind is at a very petty, at a low, cheap level. How many chapatis you are eating? And they can give you a count. Oh, that fellow took 2 chapatis. All the time counting only this. How many chapatis other person was taking. Some people are there, you sit in a common dining room and they will always watch your plate. His plate there may be flies and mosquitoes, but they will watch what you are eating. And always putting your consciousness at a so mundane, such a low level. And some people are always thinking at a higher level. And that's the difference. That's what makes a human being a human being. Mananat manavaha. How do you become manava? By thinking. It's by thought. It's by higher thinking that you become human being. Otherwise, you are just an animal. So, many people, we define our personalities, we define our station in life by our own actions, by our own thought. You see? Generally it is told, some kind of people say, not all, but in general, daily labor, construction workers, they get a lot of money actually. If you see an ordinary clerk may be getting 3,000 rupees per month, so this fellow also does get a lot of money, 200 rupees daily. So 25 days if he goes, 5,000 rupees, which is quite decent. But nothing happens to that person. Why? Because out of this 200, on the way home, which can be quite circuitous way, no? On the way home he goes to some desi or videsi, whatever it may be, as the case may be, spends some 50 to 100 bucks. And what reaches his house is only 100 bucks. So it's all very complicated. So he may spend in other places also. So this fellow was earning 5,000 rupees per month and his salary is reduced to 2,500 rupees per month by his own volition. And what he drinks. And for all you know, he may drink some bad liquor and the next day he may not be able to go to that daily labor, which is very important. He does not get a salary paycheck. He has to go every day. Because his thought is only that. Auto rickshaw driver. I always wonder, these auto rickshaw driver, taxi driver, travel drivers, they have so much time, no? Most valuable resource, time. They have so much time at their hand. If only they could use it properly. If only they could read. Even if the person reads just pure novel in one's own mother tongue, he will become a huge, wise person, full of literature. You see? And I knew a person who I know a person who drives auto rickshaw in Kochi, in Kaladi actually. And this fellow studied graduation, did his post-graduation, he married off all his sisters, and he is thinking of doing PhD. We have an employee in our Chennai ashrama, Mailapur Mutt, who joined the ashrama as a gardener, and now he is a PhD in Vivekananda's philosophy. So, you can if you want. So, what we will do or what we will not is basically decided by us. These people have so much of time, they don't do. What they do, they will just sleep. How much can one person sleep? They will simply sleep. And the moment a vehicle is parked in a parking lot, there is some serious chemistry going on between these drivers, you see. One driver will go and talk to others, how much salary you are getting, acha. How much beta you get, acha. Oh, beta amake beta dikchana. So this kind of, then they talk and then, oh, how much this mileage goes. Sheer wastage of time. Sheer wastage of time, because this, nowadays you can get this information even by other means. So they will just, and all these people will eat, the entire gutka industry is surviving on drivers, I tell you. So gutka they will take, and then they will take liquor, and then they will smoke, and sir, I have some urgent work. In one ashrama we had gone there for some other purpose, and a devotee had given us a driver. Now and then he will say, Maharaj, ek bahut zaruri kaam hai. And you know, he will go for the zaruri kaam, and when he comes, suddenly some perfume is there. Fully become full of spiritual. So, zaruri kaam. So all this kind of, why do you use your time like that? Why do you waste your time? You have money, but you don't have the sense. You don't have the good sense to put it to good use. That is what.
In this regard, Swami says that those people, they have some justice, they somehow can justify their doings because they don't have education from their childhood. But what the literate people who are taking crores of rupees bribes, what they can, how they can justify?
I never said that is correct.
You are calling those people.
No, I never said that people who take bribes are correct. Did I say?
No, that is not. But you are saying that they are losing time. They have okay. They should not do.
That's what I am telling. That's what I am telling. Where did I differ? That's what I am telling. That okay, that is a different topic altogether. That you take bribe. You should not take bribe. I never say that you should take bribe. In a different context, this is being discussed, that what you do, even big officers, I know of people who, all these big officers have a pantry attached to them. There are, particularly in government offices, most of the times they will be ordering, like go to planning commission, there is a coffee board in the Shastri Bhavan in Delhi. Government offices, there's a coffee board. So you go and meet some big officer, they will immediately order masala dosa and all. I just wonder how many times masala dosa they eat in one day. Anyway, so they have all these things to do. But some people, they will not do that. They will not have the courtesy to do even that particular hospitality. For example, we know that very famous joke where you say, do chai dena, do chai dena. You know what does it mean? Mat dena. Do chai dena. You go to any ordinary, the common run of businessman, textile shop, they will say, do chai dena, do chai dena. That means don't give. So he will keep on saying, do chai dena. Abhi tak aaya nahi. Ab thoda leke jaiye na. Ab thoda leke jaiye na. It will never come. I didn't know this anyway. And in another place, we used to go and do marketing in Delhi. So another place, very big shop. The moment you go, immediately you say, Namaste Maharaj and all, he will give you a Coke or something, some cold drink. And your bill will be inflated by several hundreds. And if you don't take the cold drink, the bill will be equally reduced. So it's all like that. The businessman hospitality. So what you do or what you don't do actually is governed by you. And where you place the personality is also governed by you. So what I am telling here is, what the Upanishad says is, Paracha Kama. See, the people, Upanishad, in scriptures also this word is used, Balaha. Balaha doesn't mean kids. None of you here are kids, but none of you here is a kid, but people of less intelligence, people who have less understanding. In Tarka Sangraha also it is there. Balanam Sukha Bodhaya means for the understanding of Bala, kids. Kids as far as Tarka is concerned or Nyaya philosophy is concerned. So people who don't understand, Anuyanti Paracha Kaman, what they do? They blindly follow. Anuyanti follow. What do they follow? Paracha Kama. They follow the external desirable things like Rasagulla, Gajar ka halwa or whatever. Pizza. Many days no mention of pizza. So pizza and other things. So some people it may be sari, some people it may be pantaloon, something. So external things you follow. Paracha Kaman. You follow. And te yanti pasham vitatasya mrityoho. You see, they get entangled in the pasham, in the snare. So what is pasha? Rope. So Yama, the mythological representation of Yama is that he is riding a buffalo and has a noose, the death noose, and he will just throw it. You see, very imaginative and very creative. So on buffalo he will come and he will throw, and he is very dark black and he will throw, so it will be your death. So Vitatasya means it is very vast. You cannot run away from the pasha or the noose of death. From the noose of the death. You cannot, because it is very vast. The idea is, because of ignorance, these sense objects are scattered all over the places. Everywhere. And your senses are drawn, they are distracted, they are divergent. They go everywhere. You sit here and you go to all kinds of places. You may go out of earth also. Very possible. Why? Because the sense objects are everywhere. Why? Because ignorance produces these. And then you go out. Desire. The desire. Raga, kama esha, krodha esha. So that is the reason of all the problem. So desire, action. Generally, when some animal is caught, in a net or something, the rule is, if the animal starts running, it gets more entangled in the net. So if you are caught in a net or something, don't struggle, because the more you struggle, you will get more entangled. So you have to let yourself free. So to some extent, this happens in our world also. Don't struggle, don't fight with objects of desire. Just let them go. So you will be free. Simply let go. You will be free. Sri Ramakrishna's parable, he says that when fisherman comes and throws the net, there are these small fish, devotees, who don't consider themselves anything, very humble, meek. So they go out of the net from the gap. So there are people who know already that net is going to come, so they don't go into the net at all. They will already escape. And some people, they are so big because of their knowledge that they cannot be caught in the net. And then there are people who get caught in the net. So this net, they put the net, and if you have gone to Sundarbans and all, you would have seen that on the river there is marking, some plastic, something is floating, means the net is there. So once we went to Sundarbans and our that boat operator, he ran over a net. Actually, net was cut. There are blades below the boat. So he said, "Arey Baba," and the motor stopped. He went down and he was constantly scolding us because one of our monks, brahmacharis, he forgot the route. Everywhere water, so he forgot the route. So he said, "Because of you it got delayed and I got over a net and now I have to get in. It is all crocodile infested waters, Sundarbans." So he said, "Amake kumir khabe, ye korbe." So nothing happened. And then he said, now run, because if the fisherman knows that the nets cost hugely, several thousands of rupees. So he said, if somebody knows, they will beat me to death. So he ran from there. So net will be there and it will be lying down for several days. Then all the fishes will come and say. So now the fish will think that I am running away from the net, and what it will do, it will take the net and go and sit in the river bed. But it is sitting inside the net. But it is thinking that I am very happy. So that is what. It will go take the net and sit inside the net. When the net is lifted, the fish will come away. So similarly, we are all cozy and comfortable in the ignorance of the world. We think that we are very free. Why? Because I have got salary, I have got credit card, I have got, for other things, MasterCard is there, everything. So you're taken care of. And somebody is saying that how beautiful, oh darling. So you are also thinking, wow, so many people love me. This is the kind of ignorance which is created. And then you think that I am perfectly. But the moment there is a recession, say, the moment you lose your job, you will not even get a cup of coffee. I'll tell you. Be careful. The person who was telling, oh darling, will say, oh fellow, he wants coffee. Nobody will even care for you. So that is what. Then the net is lifted, that's all. So, these are the people who are ignorant, balaha, who run after these things. But, atha, therefore, hence, dhiraha, people who have viveka, who have discernment, who have intelligence to differentiate between the real and the unreal, viditva amritatvam, having known immortality, having got the taste of immortality, dhruvam adhruveshu na prarthayante. Such a beautiful language. Adhruveshu dhruvam na prarthayante. They don't expect or they don't pray, they don't see or they don't expect permanence in temporary things. They don't expect to find reality in unreal things. So, because they know what is immortality, they have an idea. So, they don't expect that the world will be always there. They don't expect that this body will be always there, that my building, my possessions will always be there. They don't try to find happiness in these things. That is the idea. And na iha prarthayante. And they don't pray for things of the world. See, world can be a very tricky place. Swami Vivekananda. It is believed that Khetri Maharaja gave this name Vivekananda. He took the name Vividishananda, then he also used the name Sachidananda, etc. Finally, Khetri Maharaja, Ajit Singh, his friend, gave him the name Vivekananda. This is what built. Why? Because he thought that you are full of Viveka, intelligence. So you should get this name. That person, as Narendranath Datta, did not get a job in Kolkata. He did not get a job.
He got, but he was expelled by Vidyadhara.
No, that after a lot of, because of Mahendranath Gupta's recommendation, he got that job. In the first place, he did not get even that job. So, he did not get any job. And this person was a world teacher. He got the scolding or criticism that he does not know how to teach. That is why he was expelled from that school. He taught the entire world. So he did not know how to teach. So this person goes to Sri Ramakrishna and says that you are, see, he never bothered about, so he said, oh, you so much you talk about Kali, Kali and your mother and all that. So you go and tell your mother to get something for me. So Sri Ramakrishna, very mischievous person. Very calculating, full of plan, and this person has got an agenda, everything. Every time there is an agenda. So you see, this poor fellow, his dearest disciple is coming and telling, I am in deep problem, and then he is thinking how to make him believe Kali. That is what is going on in his mind.